This is Paul. Yeah. There's a few other things I'd like to know. Trial advocacy. Yeah. The American Association of Justice. Could you get me their members? Yeah. They got 60,000 members and it was founded since 1946. Yeah. And all the dues that they've been paying, the annual 50 to 495. Yeah. The international members. Yeah. Now, I'm going to need to know all 60,000 of them. Yeah. Because for trial advocacy, yeah, it kind of looks like, let's see here. Type recognition. The attorneys and clients whose cases tell the story of American civil justice and help educate state and national policymakers and the public about the importance of consumer rights. Oh, is that right? Yeah. Now, they're affiliated with the Pound Civil Justice Institute. I'd like to know who they are. Yeah. And then they have various committees. Yes. International Lawyers Challenge for Children. Ooh. Public Education. Yeah. Association of American Trial Lawyers. Yeah. National Associations of Claimants Compensation Attorneys. Yes. Then NACCA Bar Association, American Trial Lawyers, and Association of Trial Lawyers of America. Yes. Now, it looks to me like we're being obstructed from going to trial. Could you get me the American Board of Trial Advocates? Yeah. They were founded in 1958. 5,805 of them? Yes. And then, oh, small budget, but the annual dues are quite a bit. Now seeks to preserve the jury system, promotes the Seventh Amendment, fosters improvement in the ethical and technical standards. I'm going to need to know all of them since they first got going. Yes. And who they are affiliated with. The American Board of Trial Advocates. Yes. Chicago American Board of Trial Advocates. Oh, there's a lot of different chapters of these. Phew. President's Report, quarterly newsletter. I'd like to get a copy of that. Yes. And then they have a Masters in Trial seminar. Now, there's the American College of Trial Lawyers. Yeah, they got 5,700 members, and I'd like to know all of them since 1950. Yes. And then there's that International Society of Barristers. Boo! They got 600 members and they're 200,000. International Society of Barristers. Yes. I emailed the barristers in San Francisco or San Diego or someplace. Why don't you get me all the barristers in the United States? Now, the Trial Lawyers Association, yeah, and they were founded in 1984. Now, they have a very small budget. Yes, yes, yes. And then the National Board of Trial Advocacy, 2,400 members. Yes. I'd like to know all the dues, and they're affiliated with the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, yes, the American Association for Justice, Federation of Defense and Corporate Counsel, the Inner Circle of Advocates. Doesn't it sound good being in the inner circle? Yes, yes, yes. International Academy of Trial Lawyers, International Association of Defense Counsel, the International Society of Barristers, the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, and the National Association of Women Lawyers, National District Attorneys Associations. Why don't you get me all of them in every one of these? Yes. It's NBTA, National Board of Trial Advocacy, and all of those that they're affiliated with. Yes. Then there's the National Institute of Trial Advocacy, very small. Yes, yes. Interests of lawyers and judges dedicated to the improvement of the trial bar. Yes. In the U.S. Trains lawyers in trial advocacy. Law school catalog. They have an annual law school catalog. Why don't we find out who the law schools are? It seems that when I emailed the law schools, yes, they didn't feel any obligation to support the rights of citizens, and they didn't feel an obligation to support the rights of minors. And now it looks like they don't have an obligation to support the rights of adults. Then there's the Pound Civil Justice Institute. Yeah. Oh, 1,500 members, annual dues $5,500. Research and education supports the improvement and development of more qualified trial bar. I didn't know there was a separate trial bar. Yes. Now, could you explain the trial bar? Because I'm going to research it as well as Dylan's rule. Yeah. See, for any attorney of the United States that does know about the obstructions of justice of American citizens to use the judicial system of this great nation, I'm going to sue you. Ooch! And I'm going to sue your associations, ooch, your inner circle, and all of those that are affiliated with you, as well as the individual membership of all these various trial advocacies association bars. Now, let's see here. Environmental law. Formerly in 1946, the Roscoe Pound NACCA Foundation, Roscoe Pound American Trial Law, but Civil Justice Digest. Look at that. Now, convention's annual forum for the state court judges, yeah, conference forum, state court judges and discuss issues of legal and social importance to the U.S. judiciary. Now, you just give me all of these in this, what is it again? Oh, it's a 50th edition, page 696, known as Trial Advocacy. Every due that's been received since 1950. Now, I'm absolutely sure that I have the right to sue you. And now you made me angry. Isn't that funny? You decided to violate the rights of American citizens. Yes. See, it is actual kidnapping when you obstruct any citizen from being able to speak to another citizen. And as much as you say, well, we're kidnapping you, Paul, I've called it cruel and unusual punishment. Yes. Fraud and forgery. Yes. Subversion. Oh, conspiracy. Now, I wouldn't want Zachary to be the victim of hate crimes that his father has experienced. I don't want Zachary to have his own hate crimes that he can sue you for. And when you think about being an adult man and the right to sue you for hate crimes, yes, it's possible that there's a whole new slew of lawsuits available to. Now, listen, Sheriff, I think you better just go ahead and do what the law says. Because all these trial advocacies associations, yeah, I'm going to sue them all, every one of them, for having any.